gonna clean up this orchard area this morning and hopefully mulch under these trees. Out of string. It turns out I'm actually completely out of string, so I'm using a blade. It'll work. Let's try this again. That doesn't look nearly as good as it would if I had string for this weed whacker. When you're trying to get stuff done, good enough is perfect. Time for another episode of Cooking with Art. Yeah, it's been a while. How do you hard boil farm fresh eggs so they're easy to peel? One of our viewers actually gave us an Instapot recently. Kids are playing with blocks in the other room. Today I'm gonna cook eggs in the Instapot. I hear it makes them really easy to peel. Let's try it. I'm gonna put this thing in there. I think they call it a trivet or a steaming rack. 1 cup of water. As many beautiful farm fresh eggs as your heart desires. Probably don't need that feather on there. That's it. We're gonna put the lid on it. Pressure cook, high pressure, 5 minutes. It's been about 5 minutes of high pressure cooking, and then I'm letting the pressure off 5 minutes after that. Here's the test. How do these eggs peel? Pretty good. For these being eggs that were just gathered like in the past 2-3 days, so far I think this is the easiest way to make them easy peel. And Bree is going to be tickled, but look at that. Perfectly clean eggs, really fast. I'm pretty happy with that. Well, this concludes Cooking with Art. I hope you enjoyed this brief episode, and we'll try to do this again soon. I'm back outside after a couple hours of indoor jobs, and what I'm gonna do is cut some of these in half. I'm cutting them in half because I'm using them primarily to keep chickens away from these apple trees, and I want to mulch the trees, and the chickens like mulch. They like digging mulch up and spreading it out. The kids have always loved these wire rings because they're light and they can move them around. And they're like little tunnels they can crawl through. They roll them down the hill. While I'm thinking about it, I think I'm gonna end my little soldier fly experiment. I've just been experimenting with attracting soldier flies and what kind of stinky foods, what kind of, rotten stuff will attract them. And we're gonna take a peek at them right now. Donald is molting. There's dozens of them on the top of the top layer in here. I had fun with this little experiment, and I know the chickens are gonna have a nice snack. Next, I'm just hand weeding underneath these trees. There's 3 main reasons to mulch your young trees that I can think of. There's probably others. The first reason to mulch around your young apple trees is to transition from a essentially bacterially dominated soil life that you find in a pasture or sod environment to a fungally dominated soil life that you would find in a forest edge and that apple trees will thrive in. I'm getting my information on this from a man named Michael Phillips, and I highly recommend his books. He's got a couple books. One is The Holistic Orchard. Reason number 2 to mulch your young fruit trees is to decrease competition in the root zone just under the soil in your trees. Grass can, in healthy soil, have very deep roots, and so the feeder roots from apple trees are fairly shallow up near the surface. Heavily mulching can reduce the competition in that root zone. This is a little Liberty apple tree, by the way. I pulled all of the apples off these trees to let the trees focus on growth because they're still young, but I missed one right here, and it's actually a really good looking little Liberty apple. I'm gonna leave that one on. This tree's healthy enough. That one apple isn't gonna hurt the tree, and it will give us one apple, our first apple harvest from our little apple orchard. The last and a very simple reason to mulch your young trees is to retain moisture in the soil. That's all I have to say about that.
Today I'm going to show you how to make green tomatoes. Fried green tomatoes, right? Okay, we have no cornmeal. So sometimes Mom uses flour, so I'm going to use Ruffles gluten-free flour. And some eggs. Now we get the tomatoes out of the garden.
Show me what you got, buddy.
Look.
Baby carrots?
Yeah.
What do you have?
Carrots.
Carrots. Do you like
Look.
gardening?
Mine go. Mine look. Mine is going.
He just remembered that he has a garden.
Can we go see?
Let's go see our gardens.
Yeah.
I was getting sawdust and hay to mulch these apple trees and got distracted
Look at mine.
by weeding, and now we're getting distracted by kids' gardens.
Going.
What'd you say?
Mine going.
Yeah, is it growing? Do you like having a garden?
What's my carrots?
Your carrots are just, well, I don't see your carrots. They're supposed to, what's that? They're supposed to be in here. But your sunflowers look good, and your beans look pretty good.
What's my carrots?
Justice will give you one. We got the onions weeded. It's at this point in this vlog that I'm trying to figure out, or trying to remember what the vlog was about. I kind of got sucked into the garden vortex. You know what, honestly, I'd just about rather be in this space, in this garden right here, as anywhere in the world right now. I can get all caught up in my head. I can be questioning, you know, whether I even have the skills just to do normal human life. And I come out here in the garden, and it's basic. It's real basic. We're growing some food here. We're keeping the garden clean. We're pulling out weeds, putting our hands in the dirt. I love it. It's so refreshing, honestly, to my heart. A little update on our natural swimming pool up here. I told you we're having an algae problem. Apparently the frogs didn't think it was a problem. And there's tadpoles in this pond. It's kind of a surprise to me because, well, why should it be a surprise? There's algae, there's water here all the time. So that'll be fun to watch these tadpoles develop.
Goodbye, people. No, come on.
Alright, I'm going to open up this bale and we're going to put it around these 4 trees right here, okay? You can be there if you want. I'm using a mix of hay and sawdust. Do you see the apple on the tree? Now nobody pick this apple until Daddy says you can, because I'm waiting for the right time to pick it, okay? When it's bigger and riper.
Daddy, you hold this kitty.
Yeah, I'll hold this kitty.
She's heavy.
He said, please can you hold this kitty? She's heavy. Are you heavy? You're such a heavy kitty cat. These kittens got attacked by the mama duck the other day because they came into this chicken fence area. Everyone ignored them, but the mama duck saw them and she said, oh, they don't belong. And she just harassed them and they fled to the barn. I'm trying to mulch around these trees, buddy.
Why?
Well, there's several reasons why you mulch around trees. It helps kill the grass. Thanks for filming, Justice.
You're welcome.
All right, let's put this on here. I've talked a lot today about how to do this, but honestly, I've struggled with keeping the encroaching edge of sod from growing into the tree. So here we go, another attempt. At least we pulled some grass out today, and hopefully this will keep it down for a little while. I still have most of the orchard to do. It's quite a bit of work. I'm happy to do these trees a little favor and get them well mulched. Wheelbarrow ride. Well, this has been another great day in the homestead. And we'll see y'all in another video coming up pretty soon. Is that yummy? Nice haircut, dude. Nice haircut.
Nice haircut to you.